It's Dawn and Tia. Well, TB. Do you want to be called TB or Tia?
You can call me Tia.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of try to adhere to what she wants me to call her because I'll call her pretty much anything under the sun. We have that relationship. Anyways, what we do. We've just known each other for way too long. That's all.
Yes.
Look, I ain't even going to go that far. I'm just going to say we have known each other for way too long. Okay.
Since 19.
Yeah, we're going to keep that part under wraps. Because, you know, people don't believe me when I say I am as old as I am. Yeah.
I've had some people ask me, was I 30 yet?
Yeah, when I talk about the doppelganger and I tell them how old she is, they're like, what?
They asked my mom if she gonna have some kids yet.
Okay, that one takes the cake because, yeah, nobody asking my mom that.
Oh.
But let's see here. Since we're waiting for anyone to start viewing or whatever, it's the first minute or so. I guess we should get some introductions out of the way because, because this will be available on playback. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So, welcome to the League of Extraordinary Romance. I am your hostess, or one of your hostesses, Dawn Ibanez, or Ibanez, depending on however you want to pronounce it. It's fine either way. I am an author of interracial paranormal romance, which I have said before in the last test stream that I did. And yeah, I have 9 books under my belt currently, about to be 10 coming this March. And let's see, I am here because, you know, I just wanted to do something special for Christmas. So yeah. Tia?
Hi, everyone. I am TV Bond. That's what I write as, but you can call me Tia. I write interracial paranormal romance.
Isn't that a mouthful?
I know it is. And I also write interracial science fiction romance, but I also write paranormal romance. That's not interracial. Hey, how about this? Why don't we just say I write paranormal romance of all couplings and science fiction of all couplings, essentially.
That'll work.
That's probably the best way to do it, because just because you read interracial doesn't mean that that's all you read, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. I got pretty much everything. I don't have a lot of gay fiction. You have to keep your eyes on me. You never know what I'll pop up with. But definitely sexy, exciting, diverse romance. That's me. TV Bone.
Show off. Okay, so let's see.
If I had my hat, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I know. Jack of all trades, master of none. At least that's my modus operandi.
And I also got bourbon chicken. Y'all can't see it, but it's here.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. It's like this big. It's like this big. It's huge.
Good deal.
Piled up like this high too.
Well,
she's gonna be eating on that for days.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. $7. And I got an egg roll.
Okay, so that's what she's doing. Me, I am rebuilding. I got a couple of more additions to a Z palette that I had. So I am adding on to that.
Oh, 7 colors now.
Well, I have 9. I'm putting 7. This one's 8 and this one's 9. I'm putting them in here now.
You know,
and
for this pizza. We should have got pizza.
Possibly.
Would it have been funny if the doorbell had like rang at both houses, except for my doorbell doesn't ring. It's stuck on the Addams Family. So
There gotta be a way. There has to be a way you can reprogram that.
I tried. It was a temporary. Here's the thing. It was a temporary ringtone just for when the movie came out last year in 2019, and it was supposed to go away and go to the default. So when I go look at it, it tells me I'm on the default.
Have you tried setting it to something else?
No, because then it might go away forever. Because I wanted it to just be Christmas temporarily. Wait a minute, I think I did try to set it to something else. Did I try to set it to something else and it was still doing the Addams Family? Anyway, I'm used to it now, so that's what I'm expecting. When the husband's not going to know what to answer the door if he doesn't hear the Addams Family at this point. It's been like that for a year. Well, over a year.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I switch my ringtone up all the time on my phone. So, and now I've been assigning people different ringtones because I ended up getting a new phone a few months ago. I switched up a lot of the ringtones.
I gotta make a wish.
Yeah, I could do this all day. Back it up. Yeah, actually all of my ringtones right now are, except for the Doppelganger's ringtone, is K-pop. Because
who got Open Mind?
No. I did not look for Open Mind. I totally. Oh, someone's hi. Hello, Facebook user. I only see the comments as Facebook user because I'm in StreamYard.
Yeah, toss out your name so we know who you are.
Oh, I think that might be Ms. Frost.
Hey,
Mrs. Frost. But yeah, let's see. I think right now her ringtone is Mamamoo Dinga. I was telling you about that song earlier. Yours is Make a Wish. My default is Wavy Moonwalk. Yep, I was right. Yay, go me.
You have the same ringtone as everybody else. I didn't get all fancy with that. I don't know why. I just did not. Originally, you had a different ringtone from everyone else, but then I don't know, something happened with the phone, and so this is. You want to know what my ringtone is?
What?
Dang. I think it's As a Flower by Stevie Wonder from the Secret Life of Plants. This is his old album.
Where did you get that from?
So, back in the day when I was a tiny tot, my dad would play that song. And so I just always remembered that album, right? So I was just like, I wanted to do As a Flower. Yeah, I like that song. And so I downloaded that song off of Amazon a couple years ago because I just felt nostalgic. And I got they have like, the regular song and then like the instrumental. And so I put the instrumental as my ringtone because it was a nice, soft ringtone that kind of crescendoed up a little bit. And it didn't scare me if I was concentrating and someone called me. And it didn't scare my coworkers because there was two parts to that. It's really working.
Oh, yeah. I totally don't care because I have... Yeah, it's a crescendo for like if a random person calls me, Moonwalk, it's 10 screaming, Moonwalk!
Yeah, see, two parts of that. It couldn't scare me and it couldn't scare my coworkers. Now, right now, working from home, I can do whatever I want, I guess. I never really thought about it, but when I was working at the office, you know who was complaining.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, your phone scared me. And that's when you go to the bathroom, right, and the phone ring, and then you don't want to be that person that everybody hates you because your phone has like there was a couple people who had alarms, and it never failed that when the alarm would go off, they would be away from their phone somewhere, and that thing would just be endlessly beeping constantly. And people want to murder your phone. I don't want nobody to touch my phone, but you're going to create a situation where they're going to touch your phone if you go have some obnoxious ringtone.
No, and then I also, my coworkers, they all have, I put all of my coworkers on the same ringtone. That's Alligator by Monsta X. So Tony knows that the boss at my day job, he knows that if he hears Moonwalk, it's something random. Someone screaming Moonwalk, it's someone random. If he hears Hello, I'm an alligator, because it's part of the song. It's
That's hilarious.
And he knows it's someone from work. If he hears the theme for Revolutionary Girl Utena, he knows it's the doppelganger. And I forgot what I put the maternal unit's ringtone.
So reality is you too cater to your coworkers. It's just in a different way.
Yeah, my dad has the Imperial March.
Oh, that's good times.
His ringtone will forever be
Mr. Bear originally. See, you make me remember all these things. I had that for him, and I forgot what I had for you.
Didn't I have the James Bond theme? Ding 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 ding. I think I had that. I think you had that as my ringtone one time.
By Bond, because that's the only version I got.
Yeah.
Shoot, I might make that my ringtone now.
Make it the Addams Family theme, and then you never know whether you're answering your phone or your door.
No, I can't. You know what's the funny thing? Is in the summertime, when I was like working with Sierra, I heard it too. She had it stuck on hers. But I think she's changed it since then because I don't hear it anymore. But I thought it was mine. I was like, what is happening? And it was at her house.
That is true, Danielle. That will always be Pop's ringtone. That will forever be his ringtone.
Let me see. What do I have on here?
But what's actually really, really hilarious is that on his phone, his default ringtone is the Mos Eisley Cantina.
What? What is that? Oh. Or there. Okay. A lot of people like that.
Yeah, he loves it. And then by accident, he went and he called my phone when I was sitting right across the room from him, and he heard the Imperial March. He started laughing.
I'm looking to see if I have that because I think that was when I had Zedge.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing different ringtones for people. That's what it was. I took Zedge off of this phone because they had some weird terms that made me mad. Yeah, that's what it was because I don't have that on here. So
Danielle says that she's too lazy to do all of that.
I'm not mad. So I got Bond by the band Bond. Yeah, that's good time. So I'll make that my ringtone.
I think one of the first things that I did when I got this new phone was to make sure I had Zedge back on my phone.
Well, it had some good stuff like especially, you know what I might want to try is doing the moving background wallpaper.
Yeah.
I loved that, but my previous phone did not have the juice for it.
Mine probably does, but I like my backgrounds.
I ain't got no background. I got the default. I'm not magical at all. This is my stuff right here. Look.
You're gonna have to darken your screen.
It's blinding.
Yeah, it is. No, you get around it by darkening the screen.
I understand that.
Okay.
Let me have my fun.
Now.
Nah, it's too dark. But you see, it ain't nothing in there.
Oh wow. Yeah, you've seen my.
Well, you know what though? This is the I kind of like this background still. It's pretty because it looks like somebody poured water on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really, because I'd have to murder someone.
Danielle's favorite boys are her background.
Aww.
Her dad and Mitchell, her dad and her son.
Oh,
My favorite boys are my background too.
that is true. They are.
They're just in K-pop. 4 of the many.
4 to 455.
Not that many. Not that many.
400.
You see now? Let me see. These 4. Yes, I have 4. There are 4 different screens on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Those 4: Shonu, Wonho, I am Junhoney. So yeah, I am up to 8. Which is why I'm trying so hard not to look at Stray Kids or any of the other boy groups.
You're up to 800, you mean?
Huh?
You mean you're up to 800?
800.
800.
Look, we are not adding my past to this.
Real talk. What did you think about the KBS concert yesterday?
And
for those who don't know, was it KBS is with Korean Broadcasting System?
I think so.
They had a concert of all their K-pop stars.
Okay, 9.
She left somebody off because it's 900. That's why you should have went with my number, because then you would have been okay. See? You'd have forgot somebody.
Taemin. I forgot Taemin.
Oh, no, he's gone now. So now that belongs to me. That criminal belongs to me because you left him off.
No.
That criminal now belongs to me.
Nope.
Yep. Nope. That criminal now belongs to me.
I will show up and fight you.
About him, y'all. She forgot about him. Therefore, because she forgot about him, he now defaults to the other side.
This is not a child I forgot at Target. No, this is not a child I forgot at Target.
Taemin is Tia's. See how that goes? Take Tia. Taemin's Tia. We got a show now, like sister.
You're horrible, baby.
That's how that is. Taemin Tia. Ooh. Oh, find out.
You ain't right. You know you're right. Danielle's laughing at us. He is not a child that I left at Target. He does not default to someone else because I forgot him for a second.
I'ma call BCW. Da. Then he becomes mine. See how that works?
You are so wrong.
For real though, tell me about KBS's music festival that happened yesterday live on YouTube. You guys can look at KBS 2020 on YouTube, and then you can get a recap of all.
Well, what I don't see the full stream like what we watched. I see it broken up by the acts. Because I wasn't able to sit down and pay attention to it the way I wanted to, um, I'm a little about it. But the parts that I did get to see, I can't even sit back and lie and be like, yeah, they were all right. No, I will admit I was fangirling. I was alone in my office. Tia was on the phone with me, and I was like, I can't even lie. Shonu in that red suit, that red maroon suit, and I can't look at Hungwa no more. I can't.
Because he's fake Shishomaru, or is that the vampire?
Hungwan is the one that, as soon as you saw him, you was like, "That's a vampire."
There's a baby in there. Okay, I know that's probably weird for y'all that are listening, but that comment comes from Dawn and I watching some cartoons a couple weeks ago. We were watching Young Justice. Hopefully, y'all know what Young Justice is, being in the league and all, but maybe you don't. But the Young Justice, we were watching Young Justice season 3, and Rocket was holding her son, who's probably, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, well, probably 2 years old. And B Hunter came in because they were having like a superhero play date. So Superman's kids came over, everybody's kids were over. And B is pregnant at this point, so she hasn't had her baby yet. And so she was just, I guess she was just being with everybody else for the sake of, oh, give me tips. But when she rang the doorbell and Rocket answered the door holding her baby promptly looks at B and points to her stomach and says, "There's a baby in there." And the two of us just fell out laughing.
That's gonna be her nephew.
But yeah,
that's her nephew that I affectionately call Hickory.
My nephew does not even talk like that. All he says is thank you and no and mom.
Give him time.
He's like a little mini person.
You do realize that that's what babies are, right?
Yeah, but he's like really mini person. He is so cute. He's so bad.
He is not. He's just busy.
He is bad because he got in trouble because he got into the refrigerator and was trying to shut it. And then when he couldn't shut it because it was too heavy for him, he started pulling everything out. And then his mom told him no, and he got upset. And then he shut the door on his fingers, apparently. Well, maybe not the door, but one of the drawers, because he's probably trying to get the crisper. That's how big he is. He could get the crisper. My nephew is very.
What Hannibal Lecter are you doing sizing your nephew up for the crisper, though?
Because I saw him in a drawer, so I figured he could get into a crisper if he really laid down. It's fair thought. Anyway, I'm not the one that got in the refrigerator and got in trouble. He did. I never tried to get in the refrigerator as a kid. Cabinet, yes. Cabinets, those kinds of things, yes. Refrigerator, no. Maybe a laundry dryer or a dryer, maybe a washer or a dryer. Considered it, but didn't get in there.
I never considered it.
I did because I wanted to roll around in there, but then my parents took me to Busch Gardens, and I didn't wonder that anymore. Because I got to ride.
No, see, my knucklehead, before his accident, when we were kids, my knuckleheaded brother, he was always trying to find various ways to kill me. Anyway, so I didn't have to help. No, we were legit Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, Tom and Jerry. That was me and him. Then we got into high school and we started getting along. And then he he demanded that I would wake him up. Yeah, Danielle knows. um, he demanded that I wake him up. So that was the infamous iron incident. Your face, wow. I was ironing his shirt because he wanted me to iron his shirt and whatnot for before school. I woke up earlier than he did because I was watching Sailor Moon at the time.
In the name of the moon, I destroy your shirt.
That came later. But I was ironing his shirt and it came time for him to wake up and he didn't want to wake up. I kept trying to wake him up. I'm like, dude, come on. It's time for you to go to school. You got to get up. You got to get up. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go to school. Get up, get up, get up. And he's just moaning and rolling over, moaning and rolling over, moaning and rolling over. So finally, I take the iron that I was using to iron his shirt and I just sprayed water all along his body. I sprayed the bed. I sprayed the bed where he had rolled over and he left the empty space. So yeah, I soaked down the bed with the iron, and when he rolled back over, he thought he peed the bed and he jumped up and started yelling and screaming at me.
That's freaking hilarious.
He got up.
You should have squirted him in his pants then. I would have. Then he really thought he went to bed.
No, when he went, yeah, so yeah. I sit back and I look back at that and I'm like, dude, how did I survive? Because I would have killed me if I had me as a little sister.
Wow.
But see, his whole thing was he didn't do anything to me because he was scared of my dad.
That's the way it always works.
Yeah. I was since I was my dad's favorite. Yeah. But yeah, that was the iron incident. That same
What did she say?
He deserved what he got.
Ta-da!
Then there was another with that same shirt, unironically enough. He had asked me if I could wash it for him. And by now I started charging him for my services.
I'm like, did he not know how to wash clothes and stuff?
He was always running around after some girl.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, he was running after some girl or hanging out with his friends and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And I was the homebody. So he was like, hey, you could do this for me because you're here. So I started charging him because he was working and he was like, oh yeah, I'll pay you. He never paid me. And he was like, hey, can you wash this shirt for me? It was one of his favorite shirts. Danielle should remember it was that brown and white flannel shirt that I had because I shrunk it on purpose.
Honey, I shrunk the kids.
Yeah, I shrunk that shirt like 3 sizes. He was pissed.
No longer.
Yeah.
So, question for you.
Okay.
Author Dawn Ibanez.
Mm-hmm.
What interracial sci-fi, paranormal, romance stories, superhero stories do you like?
I like the ones, and this is going to sound really, really weird. I like the ones where race isn't an issue. Because,
Do you like?
Oh, no, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. I ended up turning on the live on my phone.
Now you're in Memorex.
So, yeah, you know. Oh. No, I did not mean to do that. Danielle says the shirt looked better on me anyway. But no, I like the interracial romances where race isn't an issue because you see so many people wrapped up in Black v white v Asian v Middle Eastern v anything, everything, that it just, after a while, it just becomes tiring. I will say some of my favorite stuff has been Nalini Singh's, because her characters are so mixed that it is like legit a non-issue. Because she has one woman was French and Moroccan and Russian and Asian, and it's like, okay, we got a little bit of everything up in here. Okay. And it's like, I like stuff like that. so that it's like not like bam in your face.
Yeah, I can understand that, because it does get a little stressful sometimes.
Yeah. Now, if the story calls for it, then it is what it is, what it is. But I know, like, my own stories, I try not to dwell on that. I try not to dwell on race, because growing up, we did not dwell on race. We were a biracial family. You know, we were human first, you know, as cliche as it might sound. So a lot of the stereotypes and whatnot that are roaming around in the ether, it's like, I can't relate to it, so I'd rather not read it.
Okay.
You know, it's like, give me a normal setup, or what I can perceive as normal. You know, to me, a lot of the African American contemporary, to me is not normal, because that's not the way I grew up. You know, yeah, we had we had the gangs, and we had a lot of the hood elements, but my family stayed away from that. So I legit cannot relate to it. There's a disconnect. So yeah, that's why it's like, I would prefer it not to be an issue, but it is what it is, what it is. I am not the norm.
Personally, I like, when I have my interracial stories, I don't get to see a lot of paranormal. Mostly the stuff that I see that's interracial is contemporary. I read some contemporary. My contemporary is a harder sell for me, because, let's face it, I'm trying to escape reality, and you're trying to give me a story based in reality. So there's already that. And then sometimes people run into those tropes that people love, absolutely, but sometimes I get tired of. So I wait for that hook. When I see that hook, it just gets me. Like, I saw this one contemporary story that I read. It was cute. I was already kind of interested in it, because I had read something else from that author, and I knew the people in the series. And so I was looking at the look inside, and I saw the cutest little line that just grabbed me, because it made me curious. It's this dude, he's like this huge football player in the South, in Georgia. And you're in your mind, you're like, okay, you're making this big hunking dude playing football in high school. And he's looking at his shero, and he's thinking to himself that she looks really pretty in her cheerleading uniform. And as he's getting into the description of her, he says that her skin color was like the same brown as those little gingerbread cookie ladies, and I'm sitting here imagining cookies holding hands, and that reminds me of the Google doodle from back in the day of Martin Luther King that I just love, with the cookies holding hands, with the chocolate cookie, the vanilla cookie, and the cookie that was in the middle. And so that's where my mind went. I admit, you look, I have connectedness as a strength, just in case y'all are wondering, which means I can connect some odd things. I connect emotions, facts, all of that in a conversation, which people probably are like, "Oh, this girl's dizzy," but I find some interesting facts out and connections to things that people don't think are relevant. I can find relevancy in things that other people don't know, and it helps me solve crimes on movies.
I was about to say, you need to sit back and start playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, see, stuff like that I would be good at. But yeah, so I'm not a big contemporary person, so whenever I do, it's going to be something that's kind of wild and unusual. So for my sci-fi, I found a lot of science fiction, interracial science fiction. Actually, I didn't find any. Never mind. Let's cross that out. I haven't found any. The closest thing I came to it was 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin, and it was kind of like, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It was a good story, though. You should check it out. Paranormal Romance, Imari Jade. She's got and Dahlia Rose. Those two. Dahlia Rose has like the Paladin Dragon series. Where these like Nordic dragons they're trying to keep their dragon. I'm not sure if they have a city.
Oh, please tell me they pull an Eddie Murphy and go to Queens.
No, they're all over the place. I'm not sure if they're in another dimension, if they have like a veiled city, or if they're in another dimension. That part I can't remember because it's been a minute. But some of them come to, I think something happened and it caused some of them to come to the U.S. for various reasons. And one of them was training, I think, to be a doctor. And this girl, who was also in medical school, was going out to party with some friends, and she got snatched, basically, by like some slave traders. So be careful, ladies, when you're walking from home. And he saved her. He brought her back to his house, and he realized she was his mate. So it was like, okay, now. It was pretty cool. So
I'm sorry, man. I saved you from this one kidnapper only to turn into a kidnapper myself.
Technically, yeah, because that's how she thought about it at first, too. That is how she thought about it initially, because she was like, dragons are real. I'm in medical school now. You telling me the dragons are real and I'm yours? There's some weirdness going on. It took her a little bit of an adjustment. And I think I read like 3 or 4 of them, and there's 11. This is back when I had a Nook. Before that,
you don't have a Nook app?
Nah, I didn't bother with that. I downloaded all my stuff onto my laptop, so technically it's right here, and I could look at it, but we're not going to. And then Marilyn Lee, she had some paranormal romance. Coco Brown has got some paranormal romance. I enjoy Coco Brown. Yeah, I would definitely tell you to check that out. She has this one that's a time travel paranormal romance called, well, it's probably more like it's like a sci-fi. Maybe it's a fantasy. It's a time travel and fantasy, because it's like Norse mythology. She gets sucked into this situation with Loki, and he sends her into the past, and she has to figure stuff out, which is interesting because you got to figure she's a Black woman in Norway in the past, and she had to make that work for her, and that was an issue. But I like how they handled it. Well,
Yeah, I went and
they handled it like you would. It wasn't like super theatrical.
yeah, I told my my supervisor we were talking about Game of Thrones one day, and she had mentioned something about we were talking about Game of Thrones and Outlander, and she was talking about time travel, and I was like, now she is a white woman. She's a very pretty white woman. And she was like, if I go back in the past, I am so terrified because I'd be sold into slavery or something. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at her. I'm like, yeah, that's you. At least you may be married off. I'm gonna be on either someone's field or with my mouth, I'll be on someone's steak. One of the two. One of the two.
That's rough.
You know?
It's true though, but it's rough. That's why in my time travel story, we didn't go back. We went forward. No, we did go back. We went
you
back.
did go back.
No, we did go back. We went back to this time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess okay, what we'll do is we will delve out a little information about this one.
Sure.
To get back into the book aspect of it. Tia and I, we don't know how much we're supposed to be sharing, but we're going to share a little bit anyway. We are working on a series called Timeless Love, and it is AMBW, which is Asian Male Black Woman, romances where there is a time travel aspect to it. Either one goes into the past or one comes into the future. There's, again, some sort of time travel. Tia is working on hers where her heroine is from the future and comes back into the past of now. I have one where my heroine is contemporary and she's going to end up going back into fantasy China.
Brave.
Thank you. Yeah, so I got to get back on my Fushigi Yugi with that one. Fushigi Yugi is an anime with a time travel aspect that's pretty close to what I was writing. So yeah, I have to get back into watching that. Let's see. So that is what that's what she's working on. What, in the new year? You're going to get back on that?
Oh, I plan to get back on it next week, but well,
the new year
after Christmas. For those who care, I have an albatross around my neck that I must remove called Debacle. It was the second book I ever wrote, and there were certain things that I had to correct about that book because I am a wiser author and I am better at my craft. So I am doing a major edit on that story. And I finished it this time last year, and notice it's still hanging around in the ether. So I decided that I was going to stop what I was doing. I was going to get it done. Just let my soul be free. And out there. What did you say?
I said you letting your soul glow. You're just missing the Jerry curl juice.
I don't need all that. I can just do some water. Anyway, though, so I'm getting that out. If you look at the Love, Sex, and Magic series from me, that's not IR. That's multicultural because I just do whatever I want. I recognize that everybody ain't into that. But that I'm trying to get that off my chest so that I can move forward with my story. And so writing wise, I've taken the past 10 days off to take care of the Debacle.
It's been 10 days already?
No, it'll be 10 days by the time I start again. It's only been like 3.
Danielle just said there ain't no stains in your sofa.
Really? That's true. That is true. There are no stains on my sofa because one, I use water. Two, I got a leather sofa.
Look, I didn't want to seem shady and be like, it's leather. But I was tempted.
But you're so close.
Right now, the only albatross around my neck is potential threat.
Oh, you gonna get that done?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it done. I am now over a 75K in, and I am I'm 75K in, and I'm approaching the black moment.
Oh, you're good. So this is gonna be 110 then. No. It should be 100. Is that how far you are? Because you're in the black moment, like a third of the way from finish, or is it 20K from you? No, what I'm asking you literally.
Oh, I was about to be like, don't be putting more words on me. I hate you.
No. Literally, how does that usually run? Is that 10,000? It's probably more than 10,000 away, right?
Usually it is about the 75% point.
Yeah.
For me, the black moment usually occurs at about 60. Ooh. So, yeah. So I got a lot of tightening up to do.
Well, girl, it is what it is.
Yeah. This is why, and this is one of the reasons why I enjoy self-publishing, because one, no other publisher would probably take a minute to be like, interracial superheroes, no thank you.
And we got a bomb cover too, don't we, girl?
Yes, we do. We really do. Yeah, Potential Threat is up for pre-order. And let's see, what else do I have on my plate? After that, then I have to go back to Timeless Love. Then after that, I got to go back to Crystallized. No, after that, I got to do the K-pop.
K-pop.
So I'm going to be swimming in the... I know a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours on Facebook, she's going to be happy with me because I'm going to be swimming in the AMBW world for like the next year.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
You'll be busy.
The only break that I would have is the UHA 2.
Right.
If I get started on that in December or so. UHA 2 and Once Upon a Villain 3, which is coming out in 2022. And if I get Crystallized done, because that is white male Asian woman. So those are like my only breaks right now that I have listed for for my books. So it looks like 2021 is going to be my experiment year in AMBW.
You're gonna be busy.
I know. And there's also me redoing Maxwell Investigations. Well, not redoing, but editing and proofreading and the re-edits and whatnot for Maxwell Investigations. And that's another
reinvention.
Yeah, reinvention of the wheel.
Yeah, look, you gotta do the hand gesture. Reinvention. No, this is like almost like a circle, but it's not.
And when you do that, I see the Dave Chappelle gif of him going,
"Give it to me, baby."
Yeah. That's all I see, really.
That sketch was hilarious. Darkness. Wet to the 5 slapping the saints in the face. Slap.
Mm-hmm. But
That was so messed up. That is what a high person would do. I sadly don't think they edit that story at all. I think that's exactly how it happened. Except I would have been horrified instead of laughing.
Yeah.
In that situation.
In hindsight, a lot of stories are like totally horrifying until you sit back and look at them.
True.
True. Let's see. Like the other day, me driving home, I can look back at it and laugh now.
Oh, about that car that was sitting in the street?
Yeah. I'm driving home and it was snow. I'm in Maryland, so it was snowy and rainy and whatnot out on Wednesday. So I'm on my way home and I told Tia, I'm like, you know what? The only thing that I'm really, really concerned about is if someone gets too scared to drive on the road, they're just going to stop in the middle of the street and just not move and hold up traffic. So I get to this one point where it's like the top of a hill and traffic stops. And I'm like, what's going on here? So one guy, he passes through and he's like telling everyone behind him, including me, you know, there's a car stopped up front. We're all turning around, yada, yada, yada. So I'm waiting and seeing, you know, everyone turn around. And I'm like, there's something wrong here. There's something not right here. So as I'm easing up, I'm seeing more cars coming towards me from the other side of the street. And I'm like, now, this to me is saying that people all the way at the bottom of the hill are turning around and coming back up, right? That's what you would think. And so as I approach, one car cuts in front from behind me. He cuts in front, goes around me, goes around the car that's in front of me, and then goes around this truck to go down a side street. And I'm like, wait a minute. He just went down a side street. So that means there's enough space for him to get through to the side street. And I'm looking and I have my face like plastered up against the driver's side like this. And I'm looking and looking. And there are two cars on the other side of the street that they're off kilter like this. They're off kilter like this. And I look over on my side. There's the van that's in front of me. There's a garbage truck over here. And then there's another car, it looks like, next to the two that are stopped in the middle of the street. And there are cars that are coming up from behind them, going around them. And I'm like, wait a minute. If those cars are coming up from nowhere and they're getting around, we on my side can go around. And I still have people behind me, pure lemming mentality. They're turning around. If I would have turned around, I would have added another half an hour to my drive home where it is snowy, it is rainy, it is icy. That added time would be more dangerous for me to try to go around a longer way home. So I just decided, you know what? Screw it. I went around the car that was in front of me. Like there was a break in the oncoming traffic. I went around the car that was in front of me. I cut in front of the garbage truck. I saw the car that was stopped in the middle of the street. Well, not in the middle, but over to the side middle. Went between that and the two cars on the other side of the street that were just sitting there and went down the hill. No problem.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, when that happened, I was totally furious. But looking back at it now, I'm like, stupid. They're going all the way around. They're going all the way around to try to avoid this roadblock when it's just somebody sitting there.
Kind of like a metaphor for life.
Girl.
I'm saying, work hard, y'all. Work hard. Don't think that just because someone is stalled down the road, there may be danger. You should check. Just look around the corner. And if it's good, keep going. Ta-da.
Yeah.
Sure, girl. Here's my next question for you.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
No.
What is your inspiration for writing paranormal romance or science fiction romance or whatever have you that you write? Because real talk, you could have written anything.
I could have. I really could have. I want to hear your answer.
You want to hear my answer?
Yeah, what inspires you?
The questions.
I know, but you know I'm gonna ask you back, so you may as well answer it first.
Really?
Yeah.
My inspiration, real talk, is I don't see a lot of brown people in fantasy settings. It's like, where do we all go? In the future, apparently, a lot of us don't disappear, or there's only one of us.
Gina Rodriguez took all the roles. No, Gina Torres took all the roles.
And so I wanted to, real talk, I wanted to be a captain of a starship, straight up. Because I was thinking to myself as I was going through my head, can I name 5 Black people who were in sci-fi stories that were female? And I came up pretty short. Most of the things when I name them are recent things, and at the time this was 2013. So
I can only think of 2.
Which 2 are you thinking of?
Lieutenant Uhura.
Mm-hmm.
And Gina Torres in Firefly.
Right. And that's pretty much
3 roles because she was in Cleopatra 2020.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all you can name for science fiction.
If you count, she was an angel.
Real talk, you can only name like a couple in science fiction. If you start spreading it out a little further, you can get Angela Bassett's character. And what was it? Was it in
Vampire in Brooklyn?
No. I think she was in Event Horizon. But still, think about how weird that movie was to people, Vampire Brooklyn. I mean, it's like things like that. So I wanted to highlight that kind of thing, because in fantasies, there are, well, I would hope so, there's diversity. There's people of all races. There's elves that are brown. There are fair. What did you say? Yeah, being a dark elf. Because even real talk, a dark elf is, sometimes they have a dark elf they'll have as brown. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes a dark elf is just an elf with brown eyes versus green. Real talk. That's not even necessarily
that. He has black skin. And it's like, okay, really, what you trying to say?
Yes, exactly. What you trying to say. Because the majority of fantasy stories are written by white males. And I get, even when you read in fantasy, the female character, she is, oh my gosh, she's either so closed off that she can't relate to people, like in Aragon, or she is this damsel in distress that is annoying as crap. Sometimes they'll mix her together and have some kind of Lois Lane situation where, and I'm sorry, y'all.
We ain't gonna talk about Lois.
Okay. We're gonna talk about Lois, because I'll get on soapbox about some Lois.
Do we have to talk about Lois?
Yeah, we're not gonna get into it. So anyway, that's why I did it, because I wanted to see more stories where People of color were they were the main character and not the side character that just repeats what the computer says.
Mm-hmm.
And so in order to read those stories, I had to write them because even now there's hardly any of them in comparison.
Yeah.
But we have improved a lot. So now, are you going to answer the question, Miss?
Okay, the inspiration for me to write what I write. I like things that are different. I like stories that are different. I don't see a lot of women like me. And I'm not even touching on the interracial aspect of it. I'm mixed. So I'm not even talking about finding someone who is a heroine who is Puerto Rican and Black or whatever. Because for, like I said before, a lot of times growing up, race was never an issue. You know, as a matter of fact, the only issue was that I was not the stereotype. So I was looked at as trying to act white or be white or whatever. The only like quasi thankful thing is that my brother, my cousins, they picked on me about it, but it became a kind of a loving joke, whereas they could pick on me about it, but the minute someone outside of the family said something about it, that's when they would be like, hold the hell up. And that's when, the fists and whatnot would fly. But yeah, otherwise it was like, why can't? And plus, real talk, a lot of my stuff is inspired by anime. You know this. You know this better than anyone, except for maybe Danielle. The two of you guys, you know that the majority of my stuff is, and it's influenced by anime. So why can't Danielle just said, yep. Oh, she got a. Oh, she signed up for a StreamYard account because I could see her name. Yay! But yeah, I guess because I was writing mostly white characters, and then when Bleach came along, and I saw Yorichi.
Yeah, Yorichi.
I'm like, wait a minute, why can't a Black woman be in an anime?
She's a captain. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, Yorichi. All right, let's get this on and popping. So yeah, we started doing all of that. And so that's one thing that inspires me. It's like, why can't a Black woman be in anime? Why is it the staple for a Black woman is always the angry Black single mom, when really there are so many other stories that can be told. That was one of the things that the Cosby Show and the Family Matters, they got right. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You can have a successful Black family. You don't have to sit back and have it always be street life, street life, street life, street life. Have something that's not street life every once in a while. It can happen. It is possible. I was watching something the other day, yesterday, and someone went and said, like, how can we expect the next generations to do better when all we're showing that we want is what we have now? And that was something that I've always thought about, I'll sit back and I'll say, there are some points where, I may not have been the best mother, but hey, my kid ain't pregnant. My kid, I don't have any grandkids. It could be drugs. It's not. My kid, except for a few other underlying issues that I'm not going to get into because those are my child's issues, I have a good kid. It all depends on how you show them.
That is true.
So yeah, I went and little things like that, that inspires a lot of my writing and me writing what I want to write. And I also write to provide an escape for myself, which is why I don't normally write contemporary. And I say normally because next Christmas I'm going to try writing my first contemporary romance.
It's going to be great.
Look, if that joint ends up turning paranormal, I have no control.
No, it won't. It won't because the subject matter you're picking. But even if it did, it's fine. You have that option.
I know.
But I don't think you will because of the subject matter. It's the subject matter.
Oh no, I was sitting there. I have been thinking about this way too much. We may end up
your answer first.
No. That pretty much is my answer. I write what inspires me. Paranormal romance provides me an escape because contemporary, there is that level of realness.
Yes.
Whereas paranormal romance, yeah, if a dude come up to me and be like, "You are my life mate. I must take you and whisk you away to the mountains in some other random country," you could be like, restraining order.
Please. I need the police power. Code 10, code 5.
Be like, security. A girl can only wish. Yeah, my aunt, the dearest aunt. We were online. I refer to her as the dearest aunt. She's trying to.
Is this E?
Huh?
Is this E?
Yeah. She trying to go to a bachelor auction to marry me, y'all. She would probably be like, "Oh, he just got a son affliction. He got money. He willing to marry you, girl. Go."
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
And she would. This is a woman. Again, this is for the playback. Because the two, Danielle and Tia, they both know the levels that my aunt will go to. I went and I even said that when I get married, because of the shenanigans that goes on in my family, if I ever get into a relationship where I end up engaged and planning a wedding and whatnot, I'm like, I'm going to Greece or Japan or Vietnam or some sort of destination wedding.
Ciao.
So, huh?
That was me saying hi to you in Vietnamese.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Ciao, M. Or ciao.
I should go. Look, I should go to Seoul. Asunage. Yeah.
Oh yes, I can't do that. No, I was talking about I don't have those words. You got them Korean words. Go ahead, girl. Say, show your Korean off. Go ahead, girl.
No, I'm not going to show my Korean off.
Yes, you are. Go ahead. You already did a little bit. Go ahead, do some more. Do some more. Say hi.
No.
Oh, you're gonna say no in Korean. Go ahead. I actually don't know who
Anyway,
knows Vietnamese. That's terrible.
I'm going back to the story. I went and I told the dearest aunt that, I was going to have Danielle says, I'm surprised that woman has not called me to get you married off. Yeah, wait for it. That's only a matter of time too. But I went and I said, I'm going to have a destination wedding so that this way I can invite the family, but I know not all of the family's going to show up. And she was like, go ahead and try it. I'm going to get my plane ticket. That's why we got frequent flyer miles. But yeah, the dearest aunt, she is a trip and a half. So yeah. Yeah, so evidently if I do ever get married, that's going to be like some sort of event. I'll probably stream it here on Facebook.
There you go.
Cheap way to get everybody there and not have to deal with anyone.
This is a pajama party. So I got my pajamas on and a blanket, apparently.
Yeah.
You got your pajamas on.
Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, I was running around. I was doing a lot of running around this afternoon, and I kind of cheated. So because I was doing my running around and whatnot, I started getting ready for the party, and it's like, oh, the party's getting ready to start. I have my pajama shirt on. I'm just ready to go, and I'm still in my jeans.
Ah, okay. I thought you were trying to tell me that she was naked underneath or something. I was like,
hell
whoa.
No.
Girl, I was like, keep that to yourself. We need all that. Save that for our online affair that's private. Let me stop.
Oh, Danielle's in bed.
Oh, look at see. So that's what I'm saying. So now this is how we go. You got the pajamas on, people laying in bed.
I got Christmas lights.
Yeah, I'm in my office. See, I wonder if I should have broadcast from my bed.
Okay, Wanho.
Be like, well, we want to open your mind.
Girl, he did a vlog of that. Well, not open mind, but the latest vlog that he put out.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a day in his life.
Oh, okay. Is that when I saw when he looked like he was 12?
No, it was his 100th day since his debut was a couple days ago. And so he did like a special vlog of a day. Danielle says, I peopled today. I deserve my bed. I peopled today too.
Yeah, I peopled. I went to get bourbon chicken.
That's how you got that bourbon chicken. But no, he went and he did a day, like from the time he woke up to the time he went to bed again. We got to see pretty much almost everything that he does. I now know that Wanho sleeps in gray gym shorts and got a big fluffy white down comforter, and it looks comfortable as all get out. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm not gonna say anything for her because I don't want it to be on the internet. I'm glad for Wanho and his shorts and his comforter. I'm keeping an open mind. That's what
I'm yeah. So I went and I watched that. Yeah, he had to do like this special photo shoot. I did not like the way the stylist did his hair, but it is what it is. I'm not the person that, has to. It was not a magazine that it was aimed for me. They dressed him up like a soccer star, and they had like this pieces of his hair sticking like straight up in layers. Like, yeah, it was like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? And but yeah, that was pretty much, yeah. Now let's see here. Now, since we are getting geared towards the holidays, are you ready to deck the halls with boughs of holly?
Fa la 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 la. Honestly, I will not be decorating my house.
Okay.
The reason why is because I never did. So this is going to be, I'm not going to do it this year. Maybe next year I might get into that. I'm not very domestic. I'm not very domestic. I do enough work around the house to make sure that the health department's not going to come after me or that kind of thing. And to make sure that I don't like die. So obviously I'm going to take out the trash and clean.
So you don't step on something in the middle of the night and then tumble down the stairs.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's not to impress people, but just to make sure that I don't like draw critters and crap. So yeah. I'm a workaholic. I admit this. One of the things that I need to do is probably scale back a little bit on some of my things so that I can work on that domesticity a little bit, because I do like the idea of putting up a Christmas tree and having Christmas decorations. And I'd like to do that at some point because I think that would be great. I mean, when I first got married, I put up a Christmas tree, but then I was living in this little boxcar of a apartment, so it was difficult to do that. But I want to get back to that kind of thing because that's nice. Even if I don't do the whole Christmas tree, just having some decorations, maybe put an inflatable in my yard. Would y'all believe I bought it inflatable? And I had these grand plans for Halloween decorations and did not put them up. My poor inflatable still sitting in my living room in the box.
Okay, Danielle says that she literally finished all of her shopping today and that she has to confess that she is Cindy Lou Who and she can't find her Christmas spirit, so her house is not completely decorated as it usually is. Meaning, it is way more decorated than either of our houses, but still not as decorated as she normally would.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, that's something that I want to do. I like next year, I want to do a cookie exchange. I don't know who I'm exchanging cookies with. Maybe my brother. Yeah. He says he doesn't have any friends, so I'm going to like harass him, and we do a cookie exchange.
Right now, the doppelganger and the maternal. I quit this holiday season. I went and because of everything that's been going on, the doppelganger and the maternal unit are home way more than I am. So, Danielle says that she'll drive down and exchange cookies with you.
Well, see, there you go.
But yeah, the doppelganger and the maternal unit are home way more than I am. So I'm like, I'm not putting up Christmas decorations. That's your job. That is for the two of you to do. And my Christmas tree got up this week.
Well, you know, good.
Yeah, that's because they had to pull up the old Christmas tree. Because the new one that I bought, year before last, the 7.5 foot tall tree that I bought a couple years ago, we can't find the base for it. And
It didn't come with the tree?
It came with the tree. But I'm not the one that put the tree away last year.
Oh, so it did go up last year. I was thinking it was so brand new that you hadn't put it together.
No. No, it went up 2 years in a row. Oh, this would have been year 3. But yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't put the tree away, so I don't know where the base is. And like I told Danielle earlier, it matters because That doesn't have a hole that grows when you try to shove a pole in it.
No, you might have to find you a new base or make one.
I was looking on Amazon, hopefully, but those bases are like $30.
Next year.
I'm like, dang it.
Catch it on sale in a couple weeks. Now that you know.
You know.
Then you'll have two bases because you know you're gonna find another one.
Look, as soon as the one that I order from Amazon comes here, that's when we'll be like, oh, here's the base for the other tree.
Then you'll have two.
But the doppelganger was sitting there talking about, hey, at least now we don't have to get a tree skirt because we have the other tree sitting up under the tree that's up. Female, if you don't get that tree down in the basement where it belongs.
Right. So here's another question that I have.
Okay.
Who is your favorite paranormal romance hero?
That's almost like trying to tell me to pick not only which K-pop, but which bias you're going to have.
Okay.
Ooh, that's hard.
Well, just name a couple then. The first couple to come to your mind then.
My favorites, Bones from Janine Frost, Lothier from Cressley Cole, Nalini Singh's Hawk. Let me see. I'm waiting for William to have his story from Nalini Singh. Oh God, this is hard. Rage from the Black Dagger Brotherhood.
Okay. You got quite a list running. You know
Barons.
what though? It's harder for me. Did you say Barons?
Yeah.
Okay. It's harder for me.
You know I gotta throw Jericho up in there.
It's harder for me to pick because I actually don't get to read a lot of paranormal romance. And most of the paranormal romance I do read these last year or two have been interracial paranormal. But historically, I liked Blaine. Is it Blaine?
Which series?
It's Sherilyn Kennedy. When he was with
Vane.
He had a plus side. It was Vane?
Vane, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sure because I was like, that's that right? Yeah, he's the first person who came to mind. And of course, yeah, Barons. He was funny. And well,
he was so mean.
He didn't need to be funny. He was just funny to me.
He was so mean. That's what made him hilarious. Cause it's like, dude.
Well, she was not. It was funny watching their romance, him and Mac, for the simple fact that she was not his type. I'm kind of surprised that they got together.
Yeah, because when they first met, he had her firmly in Too Stupid to Live category.
Yes, I appreciate that she left that category because she belonged in there.
Yeah.
But she had enough. And that's one of the things that I find is rare when you have a character that's like that. You actually saw this person grow from Too Stupid to Live to actually capable.
Yeah.
That's like the only character I've ever seen do that. The rest of them are Too Stupid to Live and continue to be that way. And everybody's like, oh, this is so great. Don't comment. Anyway,
I'm not, but you know exactly who I'm thinking of.
Yes, I do. Don't do it. I will say I will say, your Crispin is one of my favorites.
What?
Yeah, Crispin is one of my favorites.
I enjoy messing with them.
Because the thing is because I don't find the kind of stories that I'm looking for. I mean, yeah, I read a lot of paranormal romance. I read several Christine Feehan's, Sherlyn Kenyon's, and some other people. But what ends
Who
up
is
happening?
now a lot of her stuff may be rebranded soon.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
she has legally changed her name to back to McGregor. I think it's
I thought it was
McQueen. McQueen. I'm sorry, McQueen.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's fine.
Still
Christian
same person.
Christian McKelter also. Yeah, but the thing about paranormal romance a couple years ago, I stopped reading a lot of it and reading more of the interracial because it started to become the same old thing to me, which is so unfortunate. So now what happens is I am slowly getting to the same place that I am with contemporary, where you're going to have that hook for me to read it now. Interracial stories, they're hard to find anyway. So um, I enjoyed Cinderella and the Wolf by Siren Allen. That was a good story. I enjoyed that.
I've just remembered a favorite hero that both of us enjoyed, and it was an interracial romance. Shade. Alyssa Ione. Larissa Ione. The Demonica series.
Was that a
Runa was black.
ah?
I do believe Runa and Eric are a black brother and sister.
Okay. Yes, the Monica series, which normally would be something that I would be kind of like about. I enjoyed that series
because it had I know the reason why you enjoyed it, because it was unconventional.
Yeah, it was unconventional. It was
because
it was very unconventional.
Because out of all of the things that you expect demons to do, especially succubi and incubi, of all of the things that you expect them to do, running a hospital is the last thing you expect them to do.
I know.
Being a paramedic is the last thing you expect them to do.
Yes, you're right. That is very, yes, you're right. You're right.
That right there is right. That is like bullseye up your alley.
That's a hook for me, and I did enjoy it. I read all of those books. I think I've read almost all of them. I think there's only one. I think I read all of the books with the brothers. I think there's maybe one or two books I haven't read in the Lords of Deliverance that I haven't read, maybe.
I gave up after, I will admit, I gave up after Reaver. Once it started going into like the whole world and not focused on them, I gave up on it.
That's what I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I read one more after Reaver. Was there another one after Reaver?
Yes, Revenant. I think Revenant was after Reaver.
Is Revenant the one he's with the oh, I can't think of her name. For some odd reason, when I think of this
Revenant ended up with this fallen angel. I don't think she wasn't a fallen angel, but he ended up with someone named Blaspheme.
Oh shoot, maybe I didn't read that one. That was the false angel.
Reaver ended up with Harvester.
Every time Harvester reminds me of Dota for some odd reason. From Sorcerer Hunters. I don't know why. Something about her character and maybe a little bit of how she was described just reminds me of Dota. Or Daughter for those
Yeah, I gotta watch Sorcerer Hunters again. I miss a lot of that. A lot of the old anime. I have it. I just gotta dig it out.
I got it on DVD.
Yeah, so do I. I just gotta dig it out because I have levels on my shelf.
You know I do.
But but yeah, that one, it was the E Shade Wraith Lore Sin. So it was 5 of the Demonica, the Underworld General. Then it led into the Lords of Deliverance, the 1, 2, 3, 4 Horsemen, Reaver, and Revenant. So that's another 6 books. And then
So
after that, we started seeing like people that were in the underworld that she was doing like novellas and whatnot for, and I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of done.
yeah, it's real tricky for me. I I spend more of my time reading fantasy books, sadly, that are not romance. Like right now, I'm reading the Dresden Files. However, I'm really cheap, and so I wait until I get a credit. So I'm like behind because I had like 8 credits, but there's more than 8 books.
Yeah.
And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. So right now I'm going back to The Palace Job, which is by Patrick Weeks. That's a fantasy. And that's what happens. I go to a fantasy and they may not have romance in them or they may have some romantic elements. That's mostly what I read because the fantasy is pretty, and again, it's strange fantasy. It's not even run-of-the-mill fantasy. Imagine this, in this fantastical world where we got a floating city.
Okay, wait a quick second. All right, Danielle, I'll mess with you later. Love you too. Thanks for coming by. Merry Christmas. Enjoy Christmas vacation. I
Bye.
love you both. I'm gonna lay down and watch Christmas Vacation.
I hear
that. Okay.
So again, fantasy story that's unusual. This not only is the main character, a person of color.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Female person of color. She, written by a dude, she is a captain who was done wrong. And she decides to get back at the person who set her up and sent her to jail by robbing him, taking this precious elven manuscript of like the Kama Sutra. They describe it as a dirty love poem written by elves.
And what did you say this was called?
This is called The Palace Job.
Rogues of the Republic, Book 1?
Yeah. I have all 3. They're hilarious. So it's a heist book. It's a fantasy heist book.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a group. It's kind of like Ocean's 11 in this way because you got the leader, you got your con man, you got your grease man. They got his name. He's an imperial name, Icy Fist. Hilarious. I like Icy. Indomitable, courteous fist. Icy Fist. Get it? Indomitable, courteous fist. He is hilarious. And he plays off really well with Tan, who is the resident tinker. She's a tinker. And she is really good at breaking into things. And she's their thinker person. They got Isadora, who is a love priestess turned death priestess. And they got, so it's oh, and then you got Derry. Derry is like the most luckiest idiot ever. And then you have somebody else. You got a unicorn shapeshifter who only likes virgins. And she's always pushing up on Derry because he's a virgin. Girl, you got to read this because this is hilarious. That's what I'm saying. That's how. If you want to know some off the wall fantasy stories, or watch this, it's either off the wall or unusual. I'm your girl. I'll
I
help you
see that.
find it. I'll help you find this. So they have 3 books. The first book,
Yeah, I have it pulled up on Amazon.
yeah, I enjoyed it. The first book, they have that first job. The second book, they come together for another job, and then they finish it all up on the third job. And you start getting, it's worth it to read all 3 because something overall is happening. And the first book is so subtle because you're getting used to the characters that you don't realize that something's happening. The second book, you realize something is happening, but you don't know how deep it is.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the third book, you realize, oh crap, this happened. This clue was dropped in the first book.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I may end up looking into that because each book is only like $4. Or I could use my Audible credits. It's just that when I'm at the day job, I can't concentrate on an audiobook as much.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would be best in finding the time to read because I don't read to unwind anymore. I end up like doing my cross stitch or and whatnot. That has been helping me unwind a lot lately. I have also been thinking about, I have to clear out some space in my house. I told the doppelganger once the Christmas decorations and whatnot go down, that's when the working out in the living room comes back.
Oh, sucky now.
Because we got a cruise in November, hopefully.
I got a murder to solve in April too.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a murder to solve in April. We have the cruise. And I'm just got to be in a different place, like mentally.
Me too.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, on that note, this is what I was also gonna. This almost feels like an unboxing video almost. So, I got for next year, this was the planner that I was telling you about. Well, I think I was telling you about it, where the internet lied to me. They said that this was not available in my Michaels. It was. I got it. Look at the magic around you. Stargate. You see how pretty this is?
That is pretty. Looks like the Horsehead Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Widget?
Huh?
You remember Widget? That show?
Vaguely. Then I also got the mini. This is going to be where I track my workouts.
Okay.
My workouts and my meals. They will be because this one is going to be tracking my writing and whatnot, my writing and my appointments and everything like that. This one is going to be tracking my workout and what I eat, when I eat and whatnot. So yeah, I got both of the Stargazer collection. And then also I got the stickers.
Ooh.
I got the stickers because, yeah, they have some new stickers in here that I did not have in the other Stargazer sticker packet. So, yeah, I have those. And so I could decorate my planners. I could do all of that. I got some Smarties and some Pop Rocks. And I am good to go. Oh, and these were the 2 face things that I had picked up that I was telling you about in Ulta.
Or like a mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is Feed Your Face Watermelon Mask. This one was supposed to hydrate your skin. Yeah. The watermelon one is supposed to hydrate your skin, and the avocado is supposed to exfoliate. So, yeah. Because I want to look like I look like this forever.
Exfoliate.
And then I also got some pens and whatnot. And as soon as the doppelganger sees them, they're gonna be like, again, more pens.
I got some pens in my little gift pack from Christmas party I went to last week. I got 2 gift packs with pens. So I'm pinned up right now. You know how I feel about some pens. I'm excited. Are you showing us pens? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm about to show you pens.
These are new pens that you bought?
Yeah. I got these.
Ooh, wait a minute. Is that the
This one is the alloy.
Thank you, the alloy.
This one's the alloy, and these are the blue ones with a fine tip.
What the 7 millimeter?
No, this is the 0.5. This is 0.5. I have a black that's a 0.3. Oh my goodness, it's like writing with a needle.
I love that alloy though. Because that way, if you writing with it and those other pens start shooting off into the sky, you can just stick the little refill into the alloy and keep it moving.
Okay, and then I got these.
Oh yeah, like you showed me. Where was that old pen? Look at this. I got duct tape around it. Oh, sorry. Anyway, they came up with the ghost at the end, so now I got the alloy, and I love it. Cost $6. Love it.
Well, these were all on sale at Staples today. That's why I was like, ooh.
Oh, you did good. Well, I got a sale for with the 12 refills, so I think I got 12. I think we're like $1 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, ooh, let me go ahead and mess with this one. So I have a couple of refills. I have the turquoise refills. And I'm like, I'm on huh? No. No, the color I gave you was like the electric blue.
That was pretty.
That's the electric blue. You have to find the light blue.
Mm-hmm.
I think it either says electric blue or sky blue.
Yeah, I still have to find that, but I am pleased with the blue that I do have. So there's that.
Yeah. So those were the pens that I had picked up. I'm going to end up putting all of my refills in my little dust drawer right here.
There you go. That's what I did.
And
goes off to the side.
Mm-hmm. And let's see now. We are running on 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's see here. Do you have any more questions you wish to ask?
No, I do not. I will be better prepared next time.
Yeah, we're thinking about making this a regular thing, just stopping in and streaming and whatnot. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a holiday. So yeah, you'll catch us around every now and again. Since we're running on an hour 45, I figure we can get ready to wrap it up because I still have to go eat dinner.
Not bourbon chicken. Well, I didn't eat it all, but you know.
You've had something. That sandwich that I had when we ate together earlier, that's pretty much all I've had.
Oh,
So
okay.
and that roll of Smarties that I munched on during
Gotcha.
yeah. So now that I'm hyped up and on sugar all nice and good, I'm gonna go bother my family. Alrighty, so thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, TB. I will mess with you in a little bit, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.